health and safety protocols, Chris. I know you're not a domestic airline, but if more people are going to travel domestically, they've got to have trust in those health and safety protocols. But perhaps you'd just like to share with our audience to what extent Cathay Pacific has invested in protocols to improve trust and confidence and ensure safety.
So I was going to say that, despite all the negatives of this situation, what it has allowed airlines to do is innovate in the way that we interact with customers. And obviously health is the most important factor at the minute. So we see a lot of airlines altering the way that they interact with customers, not just on the aeroplane, but in terms of whether you're having face-to-face conversations with ticketing officers at an airline's main office. So we've brought in a number of initiatives designed to protect not just passengers but our own staff as well. And some of that is working with the airports in which we work, so trying to drive contactless check-in, contactless boarding, lots of e-gates and mobile boarding and things like that. And then there's the additional protocols that we've had to put in place. So mandatory temperature checks, face masks are mandatory on all of our flights. There's health forms that need to be filled out before you arrive in the various destinations. And then the real area where we've been able to instill confidence in passengers, I think, is in how we look after the aircrafts themselves. So there's been a lot of interest, for example, in whether COVID spreads easily on aeroplanes, and the data that we've seen suggests not, and that's related mainly to the cleaning that we do. So, in very effective disinfectants at every leg of a flight, but also the filters that we use in the aircraft. So the air on an aircraft is changed every 2 minutes, and it's filtered to the same level that air is filtered in a hospital surgery. And then there's also methods of reducing contact with our own staff and customers. So changes in the way that we provide meals on flights and drinks, and making that a more, not self-service, but allowing the customers to have the contact with the serving elements rather than the staff, and trying to reduce that cross contact. And then the other point about, away from the aircraft, is things like the way we communicate with passengers. So we just recently launched in Indonesia the first local language WhatsApp service between an airline and customers. So instead of having to come in and book a ticket, or even having to pick up a phone and talk to someone, you can do it all on WhatsApp now. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this from Cathay in particular, as we innovate and find ways to serve customers and bring that confidence back in the health.
So it sounds like when we